impressive 280 kilos. He's going to demonstrate just how strong he is on those front flippers as well.
Look at our background. What a fantastic view this is. We are at Taronga Zoo. This guy is playing with that box. This is fantastic. Wow. We might be able to see some tiger. I can see one lying down. If they want to, we're not here. Wow, they are doing something else. They're still coming. Oh, there's the big guy. Oh, these are the bigger ones. Wow, we have got one cassowary elegantly sitting there, and Maya, the mother, is a bit active. Ooh. And we have 5 hours to look around amazing animals and conservation projects inside Taronga Zoo. So let's join us, enjoy Sydney's Taronga Zoo with us in a beautiful, fantastic sunny day in Sydney. Great weather and a great holiday time in Sydney. So we have fantastic visual at the entrance. Look at this gate. This is just so grand. It says Taronga Zoological Park, and in 1916 they moved the original Sydney Zoo to this area. This area is called Mossman, and since then Taronga Zoo is based here. It's an amazing zoo. Over 5,000 animals are housed here, and they actually focus on conservation of endangered species. So let's join us. It will be an amazing day at Taronga Zoo. This entrance is just grand, beautiful. We have a koala, but much more multicolored. We have a lot of areas to cover in this zoological park. I don't know whether we can cover everything, but there are significant areas, most interesting areas that we plan to cover today, and that includes chimpanzees, gorillas, lions and tigers. And today is around 25 at the moment, but very sunny and it's getting warmer. They're spraying water because it's getting really hot at the moment. Great arrangement, isn't it? And it's a fantastic entrance. This is the entrance to the zoo, and it will be our 4 to 5 hours walking tour of Taronga Zoo. On that direction we have African Savannah, and so we decided to start our tour from the African Savannah, where we have amazing things, obviously the most attractive ones. This is a koala section, so maybe we can have a look. Koalas are very shy. They sleep 20 hours a day, and there is a guy on this tree, a big koala. Oh, he's really sleeping, and one of his hands hanging from this branch. So he's going to sleep for next 20 hours, I guess. Oh, there is a massive statue of a gorilla, and it's 4 snaps. From the gorilla you can see we have Sydney Harbour Bridge. Beautiful view. That's why it's called Taronga, because beautiful views all around. And the choo-choo train is on our way. There is a choo-choo train inside this Taronga Zoo that you can ride, and that will take you through the zoo, some of these areas, and you can enjoy while having a ride. These guys are not moving. And that's the sound. And we have a very big guy in our background. And it says if you follow this track, giraffes, chimps and lions, that is going to be amazing. And look at the view. This is my favorite view in Australia. And you can get to see amazing view. 180 degree of Sydney, all features included. And look at the view. This is just a great view. Almost 180 degree Sydney views, including all features. And that's why it's called Taronga Zoo. Taronga is an Aboriginal word, means beautiful views. And from that viewpoint, we are entering the African Savannah. And look at the gates. They are really colorful, beautifully decorated. Wow. What's in there? Why people are so interested in this area? Oh, giraffe and zebras.
Visit on our passes.
There are giraffe and zebras. Oh, look at this guy. This is fantastic. Great moment. Wow. Look at these. These two guys are going in our background. And this section is really nice. And look at their house. The door is really high because obviously they need that. And someone is doing something natural. Very attractive photo. And this is fantastic because in the background we have the Sydney skyline. And the third guy of the family is joining the other two. Wow, this is a fantastic shot. Three of them in our background. It's really tall. And there is a little one at that corner. It's still growing. And in the same compound we have zebras as well. Right. So from the giraffe and zebras, we are now entering the chimpanzee area. Look at these statues. These sculptures are really amazing. They are life size and in bronze. Fantastic.
I love this shot.
Oh, there are a lot of chimpanzees. So we are under the shade like the chimpanzees because it's getting really warm, and so they are under the shades. And they have at least 10 or maybe 15 in the family, so it's a big family. Look at that corner. There are at least 4 sitting under that curtain or maybe a canvas, and they're really shy of the sun. Wow. And to this side we have one guy hanging from this rope. Oh, something happened. Something happened. They are agitated. This guy is doing a lot of stretching, and there are so many under these shades. And on this board it says, what are the challenges for chimpanzees? Human population growth, climate change, mining, disease like Ebola, armed conflict and many more, wildlife trade included. And this is the photo of Dr. Jen Goodall. She was pioneer in the chimpanzee world. She actually showed us how friendly and good behaviorally similar these chimpanzees to the humans are. We are now in a confined area, and look at this guy.
This is what happens. He fakes like he's nothing's gonna.
He's just biting on the glass.
Just like this.
The keepers are cleaning the windows regularly. And this is the part of a chimpanzee talk, and all the chimpanzees that were sitting and resting previously, they are super active now. The keepers are encouraging them to do a lot of things, and they are very active in our background. Chimpanzees are doing a lot of activities.
Hiding behind the rock.
Wow.
Very playful.
Wow, they're super active.
Look at that one. Actually, and Yoni goes in. They're very playful. Oh, look, there's
Wow. This looks like they're performing in a circus. From the chimpanzees, we are now entering the lion's den. Ah, there is one guy sitting. Two of them? Well, it's really a hot day at the moment, so they are all staying under the shadow. They are not doing any activity.
everyone is resting.
Yeah. They are sleeping, they are taking rest. It's a very hot day, there is nothing they want to do. It's actually a family. Mom is called Maya, dad is Atto, and they have 5 children. And Maya, the mother, is a bit active, looking around, looking at us from her shaded balcony. It's getting really warm now, so that's why all the animals are going into the shades. A conservation of coexistence area. Look at these. This is made with tree branches. Beautiful canopy walk. And this guy is showing us a little bit more of his face and body. Wow, this is a nice shot, Ornima. They always like to eat some branches and leaf and having a little bit of afternoon snacks. And we have a lot of ostrich in this area as well. These two guys are really standing for us.
They're motionless.
They're motionless, they're tall and motionless. But they can actually run quite fast if they want to. Not here. Wow! They are doing something else. And looking at me as well. Just observing and then moving away. Oh, I think she is not part of the zoo, but she is hungry. There are several talks that you can attend, and that gives you a lot of information and perspective. So maybe we can try to learn a little bit more. And here we have got a number of meerkats. Oh, wow, looking at us. And now we are other side of the walking trail, and all the giraffe and zebras are in my background. They are really tired and struggling with this heated sunshine. Although they're from Africa, they should be prepared for this sort of Sydney heat. The 4 members of the family are now all together in one shot. And these zebras are walking, but they are not sure where to go. Oh, they're playing. Wow, everybody is in our background now, and they are standing and they don't know what to do in this sun. And it says world's tallest baby. Giraffe babies are world's tallest. And to look at Sydney's view once more. Wow. With the giraffes. We are now back in the entrance sections because we want to see the Australian section of the animals, and this is on the left hand side from the entrance. This is Australian rainforest walk, and this is the section where we have all Australian specialty animals. It's really hot at the moment, so whenever there is a shade or a canopy, it feels good. Look at that. Could be, I'm not sure. This particular animal could be a variety of types, and mostly they're called Bungari. I think they're a family of kangaroos, but they can climb. Apparently in these sections we have kangaroo, emu, koala, and all those amazing Australian creatures. Even the kangaroos are also sleeping. And we have some beautiful acoustics, music, Aboriginal musics. Australian section means we must have some kangaroos, and these 2 guys are resting in this super hot day in Sydney. And we have some emus. But if you really want to enjoy Australian animals, then you must visit Werribee Open Range Zoo from Melbourne. That is probably one of the best in the world. This is a big resting area with gift shops and ice creams. We have a lot of different kind of animals here. These are very specific to Australia. This one is called bilby. This one is called bilby. Oh, bilby is standing. They're like small version of kangaroos, very similar looking, but tiny compared to massive kangaroos. It's a beautiful walking path, and on both sides you have beautiful animals. And koala there. Look at this koala. We can see his face properly. Sleeping. Can you imagine sleeping this way, hanging from the tree branches? Very difficult, but that's the way they sleep all the time, 20 hours a day. And this is the majestic emu. And we have a tiny bilby also sitting next to the emu. Beautifully preserved. This area is designed very nicely. I love this walkway, and then at different branches you actually have different animals. And in this section a lot of children are doing tree climb, bush walk, canopy walk, and that sort of adventurous sports. Just beside the wildlife retreat we have a lot of turtle. We have been walking in this sun for a while, and this is a beautiful floral clock. That is, you have to watch if you're especially visiting in the summertime.
Down the Blue Mountain Bushwalk for red kangaroos and Capybaras, or we go get amphibians.
Now we are entering the Blue Mountain Bushwalk, and that's through this gate.
In platypus, the platypus I really like them too.
We might be able to see some platypus. And this is beautifully designed Blue Mountain Walk or Blue Mountain Bushwalk. It is very hard to spot a platypus. We recently visited in Tasmania a place called Gypston, very close to Hobart, famous for platypus walk, but we hardly found one. You need a lot of luck to spot them. I think that's the red kangaroo. Wow, we just spotted one red kangaroo. That's the red kangaroo, I think. Wow, they're really red. Continuing through these beautiful Blue Mountain bushwalk. Actually, this area has got the red kangaroos. The previous one was the rock wallabies. We have got a lot of birds in this area. And listen to the music. It's very hard to watch them. This one is making so beautiful sound. We have got a number of red kangaroos, but the rock wallaby was very red as well, so I got confused. These are the accommodations called Wildlife Retreat. You can actually stay at night and enjoy amazing nighttime roar and snore of these animals, of course. And that's the path to the Amphibian and Reptile Conservation Center. We'll visit later. And we have a big reptile. The next thing we want to see at 1 o'clock is the amazing seal show. And look at the queue. Look at the queue. Maybe 2,000 people are queuing here to enter for the show. I think we are getting in. We just managed it. Oh, I think, yeah, there are plenty of space. All of the people they're queuing able to get in. So it's not a big issue. So this is the arena for the amazing seal show. Seals for the Wild. Just got in. It's a crowded day and we are having a wonderful time. It's 6th of January 2026 and there are thousands of people enjoying. We have amazing harbour view and we have this amazing stage. It's like Universal Studio, isn't it? Yeah, we had an amazing show like this at Universal Studio in Los Angeles, Hollywood, and this one. And also we had another show that we enjoyed at SeaWorld in near Gold Coast. Here it is, third time. I'm actually sitting at the very front seat, at the third row. So the presenter said that you might get a lot of splashing and you might get little wet or very wet.
All the seals that you'll be meeting today are either rare, rescued or relocated, and they're our very special ambassadors for the wild. Now the first seal that's joining us is a very special seal. Her name is Amali and she is an Australian sea lion. Now there's a few things that make this species really special. The first one being, of course, that they're a native species, as their name suggests. They're not found here in Sydney, they're found only along the southern coastline, from the southern areas of Western Australia all along the coastline of South Australia as well. Now, the other thing about these guys that makes them so special to have here at
Listen to this narration, it's giving a lot of beautiful information.
Unfortunately, there's estimated to be only about 10,000 of them left out there in the wild, as unfortunately they were hunted to near extinction in the 1800s, and their numbers have really struggled to build back up. Now, there's a few different reasons for this, and I'll touch on one of those later. But Amali here, she's one of our youngest seals at Seal Theatre. She's only 6 years old now. And being a youngster up here, we're teaching her a few different behaviours that help us move and feed the different seals. Now with this behaviour, it's just simply called shape discrimination. Now each seal has their own specific or individual shape. Amali's shape is the pink flower that Capybaras has there, and all she has to do for this behaviour is simply touch her nose on that pink flower. So she does that, we want you to really go crazy for her. Now Now this might seem like a bit of a random behaviour, so let me give you an example of when we might use this. Now, a lot of the seals that we have here are varying sizes. Some of the smaller ones, like Kamali, like to socialise and swim around with some of our larger seals that you'll see later. Now, if we have an exhibit full of all different seals, and all different sizes, you can imagine when we come out to feed them or move them, they're all going to be running up trying to take fish from each other, whereas each seal knows exactly where they need to go by going to their trainer that has their specific shape. Then they'll hold there to wait for their fish, and no seals will be mucking around trying to steal each other's fish. So it's a really important behaviour for them to know. And she's been doing really well with her behaviours up here for such a youngster. I think she deserves a big round of applause. What do you guys think? But he's also the youngest and smallest seal that we have here at Seals for the Wild, so he's definitely a crowd favourite. His name is Kobe, and he's a New Zealand fur seal. Now, as their name suggests, these guys were first found over in New Zealand, which is how they got their name, but they're the most common seal species that you'd see here in Sydney. There's actually more of them found over here in Australian waters. There's actually a really famous New Zealand fur seal that likes to sit on the steps of the Sydney Opera House. So if you've ever seen him, it's the same species, but obviously Kobe here is a lot smaller. He's only weighing in at about 30 kilos. He's about 3 years old now, but he has a lot of growing to do. As he gets older and bigger, he'll easily be able to reach weights of anywhere between 130 to 150 kilos. Now, of course, being small, he looks incredibly fast, and he showed us a really important behaviour that you'd see a lot of seals and marine animals doing out there in our oceans. It's called porpoising or bowing. Now, this is a really important behaviour that a lot of marine animals will do. They catch a quick breath of fresh air while keeping up that terrific speed. And this is really important when chasing down prey or trying to get away from predators. They can easily reach speeds of up to 40 kilometres per hour with this porpoising behaviour. And he's doing really well. So with these natural behaviours, it's really important that we are able to demonstrate these so that if people see them out there in the wild, they know what they're seeing. And I did say there's a few different animals that you can see doing this porpoising behaviour. So of course seals, some fish, some penguins, and of course the porpoise will all demonstrate this porpoising behaviour. And giving us a quick slide. Now, with all the seals that we have here at Taronga Zoo, they're part of the eared seal family. So as Kobe and all of our seals are moving around today, you might see they have really small ears on the side of their head. They're rolled in and facing backwards, so they remain really streamlined in the water as they are darting around. You can imagine if they had really large ears that were like big flappy, like elephant ears or something, it would cause a lot of drag as they're trying to quickly dart through the water. So those little ears on the side of their head make them remain really streamlined and fast. Yeah, absolutely. He deserves a big round of applause. Such a cutie that we'll meet a little bit later on. He has a really important story because he's one of our rescued seals. Now, right here on site we have our wildlife hospital where lots of animals come in, over 1,000 different native animals every single year, and it's up to the hard-working veterinarian keeping staff to try to rehabilitate and release those animals back out into their native habitats. But if they've been in our care for too long, unfortunately they might lose some of those vital life skills like socialisation or hunting skills, which means they're not always suitable candidates to be released again. That's when they might occasionally stay here at Taronga Zoo, like Kobe's dad Bondi, who we'll see later. But of course, from the smallest seals to our largest seal, please make Diego welcome. This guy is hitting a very impressive 280 kilos at the moment, which is completely normal for the California sea lions. The males can easily reach weights of up to 300 kilos during certain times of the year. And Diego's going to be showing you a few more natural behaviours, but believe it or not, you all have something in common with Diego. Have a look at your hand. Now have a look at Diego's front flipper.
Wow.
Believe it or not, you have the exact same bone structure in your hand as Diego has in his flippers there. And although those flippers may look a little awkward for getting around on land, they allow all of our eared seals to move around much faster and easier than you may have thought. So as you see them moving around today, you'll see just how quick they are. They can even outrun humans on land, which is why it's really important not to try and approach these guys. And of course, those flippers are very important for grooming as well. So you saw Diego give himself a little bit of a scratch there with his front flippers.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of splashing.
On their rear flippers, they have nails, so they can give themselves a bit of a scratch. Very important if they are a little bit itchy, but even more important through the year as they're molting their fur. And of course, in the water we see those flippers at work again. With Diego, very impressive with that porpoising behaviour that we saw Kobe doing as well. I did mention that this is important as they're chasing down prey or trying to get away from predators. And our seals are all impressive predators out there in our oceans. There's another really impressive predator that's important for a healthy ocean but quite often misunderstood by humans. Diego, which one are we talking about? Shout it out if you know who he's trying to be. A shark, that's right. And although Diego is probably the most handsome shark you've ever seen, this isn't just his best shark impersonation. This is another natural behaviour known as sailing or thermoregulation. Our seals have such impressive fur coats that are so good at keeping the heat trapped in their body that it's only the naked and hairless flippers that allow the heat back out again if they're trying to cool down. Now, I did mention that Diego's our largest seal, weighing a very impressive 280 kilos. He's going to demonstrate just how strong he is on those front flippers as well.
Wow.
Beautiful, Diego. And of course, those flippers are good for one more thing, giving everyone a very quick wave goodbye, and he's going to head off stage. Thank you, Diego, and Keeper Dana. Now, as I mentioned, Diego is a California sea lion, as the name suggests, not a local species. You'll find them over the west coast of Northern America, ranging from around Vancouver in Canada all the way down to Baja, Mexico. But Diego and this next seal that we're meeting all came to us from a zoo in Europe. We're going to be meeting another California sea lion. He is another one of our males, so again, very impressive in size. He's hitting about 270 on the scales at the moment. And his name is Pepper. You'll notice between Pepper and Diego, and that's Pepper's bump on his head. Now that's called a sagittal crest, and it's what the male California sea lions get as they reach maturity, and it's a sign to the females that they are ready for breeding. Now I think we might get a quick hello from Pepper here as well. Thank you very much, Peppy.
That was amazing. Hello.
Now, one of the most important parts of being a zookeeper is ensuring that our animals are thriving in their environment. And with our seals, they're incredibly playful and inquisitive, as I'm sure you guys can probably see. Now, that means that we have to really work hard to keep them both mentally and physically stimulated. One way we can do this is offer them various types of enrichment or toys. And that just means that it's different ways for them to either play around or potentially find their food as well. Now this is also seen out in the wild, where seals have actually figured out that if they follow big fishing nets or fishing trawlers, if they play around with that netting, that they can quite often get a really quick and easy feed. Now sometimes this works out really well. They just thrash that netting around, they play around with it, and then a whole lot of fish can be released.
Oh.
So just like that, you'll see them mucking around. You can often see them doing this with other random bits of plastic or debris that they find in the oceans. Sometimes it is for food, sometimes it is just for play as well. But of course, depending on what they find and what they do with it, they can unfortunately get bits of plastic or netting stuck around their necks and their flippers, and for a lot of seabirds around their beaks as well. And as they're swimming around and as they grow throughout the years, unfortunately that plastic netting or that plastic debris and netting doesn't always grow with them, so it's not always a happy ending. But thankfully for Pepper, he's got Keeper Ben here to help him out. But unfortunately for our seals and a lot of marine life, human impact is one of their biggest challenges. But I think Pepper's done a great job today, and I think he deserves a big bucket of fish. What do you think? Now you may have noticed just how easily our seals catch fish when we throw it to them, and that's because of their impressive whiskers that help with the sense of touch. So let's all get a closer look.
Wow. Wow!
All right, Pepper.
What a
let's get him back
demonstration
up
of
there.
their sensors.
Oh. All right, let's try that again. All right, and when Pepper comes back over onto the glass, we're going to have a really close-up look of his nose. And on the count of 3, if everyone can yell out Whiskers, make sure you're watching his nose. 1, 2, 3. Now, at the end of each whisker is a really sensitive nerve ending, and that's what helps our seals find fish in dark and murky waters, or if they're ever hunting at night. Now, being one of our largest seals, Pepper has a very impressive diet, and during this time of year, he could be eating anywhere up to 8 kilos of fish every single day. That's almost 2 of those buckets filled up to the very top of all his favourites.
8
What happens
kilos
when
of
that
fish.
seafood runs out? Yeah, it's not good. Unfortunately, we are overfishing our oceans, and it's making it harder for a lot of marine life, including our seals, to find their food. So Pepper's going to head down to the side of the pool with Keeper Ben to see if he's left any fish in this water. Alright, Pepper, was there anything down there? No. But is there something we can help to do in the wild? Yes. And that's just by simply choosing MSC. If you do choose to buy seafood, look for the MSC blue fish tick that's just on the wharf there. When you buy seafood with that MSC blue fish tick, it means the seafood that you're buying helps to protect fish stocks, jobs and the environment. So by doing so, you're ensuring a future for our amazing oceans and our amazing seals. Yep, thank you very much. Pepper's just reminding you which one. And by doing so, you're making Pepper a very happy seal. Where's that happy face? Up. There we go. Well, thank you very much, Pepper, for showing us how we can all help out at home. He's going to head on stage before we make way for our last seal. Now, you've seen our seals and trainers show a lot of different behaviours, and as I mentioned, one of the most important parts of being a zookeeper is ensuring that our animals are always thriving and always healthy. Now, do our health checks. We teach our animals a range of what we call husbandry behaviours. It's a form of cooperative care where our seals take part in their daily health checks and take away any potentially scary situations and make it a positive situation. So that could include vets coming in, specialists coming in and getting them used to different people, getting up close and checking them over. So to demonstrate how comfortable our seals are with this, I'm going to need a volunteer from the crowd to be a seal specialist for the day. A little bit of hesitation. Yeah, in the white top. Did you want to come on board? Hi, what's your name? Lily. Everyone say hi, Lily. Hi. Welcome to your first day as a seal specialist. Are you excited? All right, you're going to be doing a health check on a very special seal. His name is Bondi, and he's the dad of Kobe. So he was actually one of our rescued seals. He came into our wildlife hospital 12 years ago. So he should be pretty used to vets and specialists, but he's never met a Lily before. So let's come over and see if Bondi's comfortable with Lily. Did you want to come on over?
Ooh.
Now, I do have to warn you, it's a special time of year, and Bondi is super smelly at the moment, so just be wary of that. It's completely normal. You can come and stand over here on the red spot. Now, the first thing we're going to do is a flipper check. As we've seen, our seals walk on their flippers, so sometimes they can get scratches or grazes that we need to be careful of. So if it's good, perfect. All right, he's going to put that down. That's the first one done. The next thing we're going to do, free shower as well. Now, the next thing we're going to do is a body check. So just like this, you can reach in and give Bondi a little bit of a touch on the chest there. Perfect. How does he feel? He feels good, yeah? Anything else that we need to know, specialist? How did he feel? Like any other words that we should know about that we can put in our records? No, just good. That's what we want. Oh. You got a shower and some saliva from Bondi. I think that's a pretty good vet check. Lily, thank you so much. That's what we wanted to hear. We wanted to hear that everything's all good. Oh. Hold on, Lily. Bondi was just reminding us we forgot to wave goodbye. So we can all help out Lily by waving goodbye to Bondi. Thank you very much, Bonds. He's going to head off stage. Big round of applause for Lily. He did a great job as a first day as a specialist.
What an amazing show that was. Fantastic. Oh, we have got a lot of seal. This is the seal tank. And the seals are... Oh, Peppa is swimming and is coming and kissing the children.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh. Wow, what a view. That's why it's called Taronga Zoo, because as I mentioned, Taronga means beautiful views. This is just unbeatable. It's like a picture postcard. Wow, what a view we are having in the Taronga Zoo. And look at that, that's actually an Australian pelican. Oh, he is actually giving a lot of photo opportunity for us. And what a house he has. Backyard with a swimming pool with this amazing view of Sydney Harbour. When we were queuing for that seal show, we genuinely thought that no chance today. But they have massive capacity. I don't know what's the capacity, maybe at least 1,000 people were watching that show with us, and that was amazing, of course. Amazing waterfalls. Wow, this is the part of this Taronga Zoo. It's so hot at the moment, but in this Taronga Zoo we have beautiful water filling stations, and I'm frequently filling up and drinking lots of water because at the moment it's 30 degrees. In this section we might be able to get a greater one-horned rhino. We have got just one single horned rhino, and I just read that he is a newcomer in this zoo and he is still settling in this beautiful harborside residence. Wow, what an elegant body he has. And he is returning because he thinks it's too many people, too hot. Let's just don't bother about it. It is so hot at the moment, so we are having an ice cream time. It's so hot, it's nearly 30 degrees as I mentioned. So we're having a couple of ice creams. We're having amazing ice cream time. This is called Lifesaver, and that's the lemonade. We need to have something cooler to cool us down. This Lifesaver ice creams is a real lifesaver. Look at these. It has got variety of different fruit layers, and inside it has got variety of fruit layers as well. After our ice cream session, now we are going into the gorillas area. Our beautiful sculptures of gorillas family. We might be able to see some here in the viewing area. And he's scratching his back, almost like air conditioning environment, and he's enjoying his afternoon. Why bother going out in the 30 degrees? I hope it is guy who is going to come out very soon. Yeah, he has been doing it for a while, playing and playing again. Oh, and scratching his forehead. This guy is playing with that box and scratching his back, scratching his forehead. Doesn't want to go out. A lot of activities going on. I think these keepers are giving a lot of fresh leaves and branches at various places so that the whole troop can come out. Oh, a whole cabbage. I think it's a feast, and they are going to come out very soon. While we are waiting for the gorilla, these ducks are enjoying gorilla's cabbage. So the door has been locked, so the keepers are safe now. Oh, there must be a door here. So these are the two males, and there will be another two coming. Oh, this is the big guy. Oh, these are the bigger ones. They're really big, and as soon as that guy came out, he's taking these ones. And this guy, he is not doing any activity. He started eating those finer things. and they're really smelly. They're planning, I think, at the moment they're thinking what to do. But there must be something. Oh, they're fighting on that. Is that a lolly or something like that? They must be attractive. Sarah, the keeper, she did put something there, and these guys knew, and as soon as they are out, they went there and having those, and it's so attractive, though they're having a fight. He's trying to give another shot and trying to have those amazing things, whatever that is on that board they're fighting for. As soon as the guy is there, the other one is actually, he's on alert. I'm not giving you a single piece. And now he's having, okay, maybe he has finished. So basically he is getting the empty board. He's just having his time of his life. So tasty. That guy is now very frustrated. Didn't have the lollies. Now he's breaking up the cabbage and having that. Oh, look at the ducks. They're just running around. And this guy, so elegant. Oh, he's having the cabbage now. Didn't like it, yeah. Who likes cabbage?
He's just gonna leave.
He's just getting scared. And the big guy has a lot of responsibilities. I think he realized that there are a lot of cabbages around, so don't need to bother about fighting with the small guy.
Oh, it's grass.
But they're vegetarian, you see. What he's going to do, he's going to throw the cabbage to us. Wow, he's loving his cabbage.
There are more toffees there.
Oh, this big guy has found some more toffees. He's loving it. I don't know what that is. I'm also feeling tempted. And the movement of these birds are just amazing. They're scared, but not too scared. They're just keeping a distance. As soon as they're moving out, they're having cabbages. He's having the only aubergine that I could look at, and cabbage. It's like mixed vegetables. That's we noticed that they don't like the outside big leaves that we normally have. They're eating the core for a while. He has got a different skin color as well. It's a bit half white. Wow. Amazing show. Wow, what a show this is. That was really an amazing show. And now from these gorillas, we are going to the bird show. Look at our background. What an amazing, spectacular arena we have in Taronga Zoo. And we are attending the free flight bird show. We are trying to avoid that scorching sun area. This area under the shade is completely filled. And we have gotten the seats in the shades. There will be amazing display with some amazing birds, and so that's why it's very popular. And this is the last time during the day that around 3 o'clock we have this show. Look at the arena, the position of the arena. You have almost 180-degree view of Sydney Harbour, and all the big features are in single frame.
Everybody, this here is Waru. Nice. They hatched out of their own egg with this knowledge already hardwired in their minds. Oh, nice work. I think that we have a little bit more common with birds than what we previously thought. Thanks, Waru. Did you hear anything? Everybody, this here is Wraith. And Wraith is a barn owl. Barn owls are one of the most likely kinds of owls to be found close to people. So if you just take a little bit of time to look up, you might get to see one flying on by.
Now, many cultures around the world actually regard owls with fascination and awe, seeing them as symbols of wisdom, as messengers, even having the power of prophecy.
So that bird is flying towards us.
Just stay where you are.
Wow.
But on the flip side, owls have been feared. They've been believed to be ghosts, or the cause of ghost stories, but they were even believed to be bad omens. Hence the name Wraith.
I think this owl is going to fly back.
Everybody, this here is Uma, and Uma is a bush-dang curlew. Bush-dang curlews are often ground-dwelling birds, even though they can fly. You might be able to spot them in open plains and woodlands and even quite close to people. If you are lucky enough to see a bush-dang curlew out in the wild, you might be able to see them standing completely still, or perhaps even laying flat to the ground, camouflaging in plain sight. But for predators that hunt using their sense of smell, such as feral foxes, but even domestic cats and dogs, unfortunately camouflage just may not be enough to avoid predation. The bush-dang curlew was once widespread across Australia, even common here in Sydney. But now their numbers have taken a significant decline. See, Uma? Yeah.
Oh, finally he's on the stage.
Let's see.
He was looking for some interesting food.
Wonderful. Well, everybody, this here is Mentari. And Mentari is a red jungle fowl. Now, red jungle fowls are one of the original ancestors of all modern-day breeds of chicken, boasting a relationship with people for around 8,000 years. The red jungle fowl and our modern-day hens have made their way into our societies and our cultures, our religions and our rituals, but they've even made their way into our everyday languages. So, if you're like Mentari here and you're ruling the roost, or perhaps you're a mother hen and your chicks are about to fly the coop, or maybe you just like to put all of your eggs into one basket. Chickens really do hold a significance to people everywhere. Thank you, Mentari. Good job.
Oh! Wow! Oh, that's beautiful.
Just a reminder to leave your hands down as the birds fly past, okay? We don't want them to have any unnecessary speed humps. Now, as we expand our towns and our cities, we are making many changes to the landscape. And unfortunately, not all birds are able to adapt to these impacts. Now, many birds out there rely upon tree hollows. Tree hollows provide them with a secure place, an opportunity where they can rest, nest and thrive.
In a word, Taronga is habitat, and there's some rainbow lorikeets joining us. And we've chosen 2 volunteers to help us demonstrate habitat this afternoon. Joining us are 2 more red-tailed black cockatoos, Monatoka and Wattle. Now you may have noticed, yeah, you can give a round of applause. Monatoka and Wattle look a little bit different today. And this is because they're female red-tailed black cockatoos.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Oranges, reds and yellows through the tails, like a sunset. Now Monatoka and Wattle actually get their names from plants that are found in their local environments. This reminds us of the connections that we have to both plant and animal species. Now, if you're sitting close by today or spending a little bit of time around cockatoos, but what they're doing is dispersing seeds. This helps trees to grow and allows entire ecosystems to flourish. But you know, only harder and harder to find. Well, thank you so much to our 2 volunteers. You really were the best team that we've seen all day.
What an amazing outdoor arena for any sort of performance.
I think this is probably best arena in Sydney. This is the best arena in Australia, and probably this is the best arena in the world. With that view, this gallery is outstanding. This is a fantastic facility at this Taronga Zoo, and we have been filling our empty bottles ever since as we entered. This is amazing, and 32 degrees, you need to drink a lot of water. After that amazing bird show, we are now going on the tiger trek. This is the entrance of tiger trek. We are on an aircraft flying. Beautiful presentation. Kambas, Sumatra. So it says this: welcome to Kambas, one of the oldest reserve in Indonesia. So basically this area has been designed like that. Discovery Trail. There are a lot of people gathering here. We might be able to see some tiger. I can see one lying down. And we have got one tiger. That tiger is in our background, and it's sleeping all his 4 legs upwards. That's very strange. What's happening here? Oh, there is another tiger on top of the deck. That one is also sleeping. So these are all Indonesian tigers. So apparently we have 6 tigers here. And Karthik, one of the tigers' name is Karthik. Safari vehicle here for photography, as if we are doing tiger safari. Oh, there are some movements. And look at the patterns, this black and golden. It is just amazing, so majestic.
These guys can just Just about webbed feet. They do have webbing.
And Sumatran Tigers, they're super smelly. Can you notice this guy? It's called Capybara. He is having a wonderful cool time in the water in this scorching heat. Oh, he is raising his head now.
Oh, we can start those.
Look at this bird. It's called cassowary, and this is a huge bird. Wow, we have got one cassowary elegantly sitting there. Look at the color, and they are very, very important species in the world. Wow. If you're really interested about this particular bird, Google it. It's so interesting. And look at the structure on the head. That's fascinating. Wow. He's always on alert, observing. And the color, I just love this color. Maybe the cassowary is going to stand up. And if you're really interested about these endangered species called cassowary, read this out. This is the lemur walk. You have to do this. And this is the amazing world of lemurs. Ring-tailed lemurs. Here we go. We have quite a lot of ring-tailed lemurs. Look at these rings on their tail. That's why they called ring-tailed lemurs. And one guy is massaging other.
Cleaning, I think.
Cleaning, yeah, probably cleaning.
Sleeping and cleaning.
Wow, the cleaning is just so rigorous. Amazing. This is the first time we have been watching some lemur. Look at this. This is actually Andean Condor, and on our way to the ferry, he is showing a full expansion of his wings. Wow, listening to me almost. Fantastic. So this is the way we are going into the rainforest trail. And look at that. That's a Sumatran tiger, but not really. It's a model. This area is for Pygmy hippos, and we just located one. That's Pygmy hippo, and it's sleeping. And we are inside this beautiful rainforest trail. Oh, Pygmy hippo! Look at that! Hello! This is amazing. Please go up, go above the water level. Yes, it is. He's listening. Or maybe not. Going down again. Wow. What a show he's having. I think he's interacting to some extent. And this place is for Binturong. These guys sleeping, and it's written look up. And we looked up and we found one. That dark area. That's a binturong. We located one. It's hard. You have to look almost like 90 degree vertically, and they prefer to sleep upstairs. How wonderful. And if you're interested about learning about this binturong, please pause and read this. It says canopy chorus, and we have plenty of squirrel monkeys. They're in extremely playful mode. Wow, unbelievable. And these squirrel monkeys are running like a squirrel and hanging like a monkey. Wow, they're in a very playful mode today. And we have otters at the water level. Look at these, very much in deep sleep. Oh no, listening and moving and looking at me. Wow, they're very tired like us. This rainforest walk is beautiful. It has got quite a lot of rainforest like ornamentation and a lot of animals to look for. If you are lucky, you might be able to look at them. Like the fishing cat, I couldn't look at, but the otters and the Pygmy hippos, they were just magnificent. Wow, this is beautiful. This is like a proper walking trail through the rainforest, although it's man-made. And look at these colorful fishes. They're almost interacting. I think they're looking for some food. And there are a lot of coins. People gave them a lot of money. I don't know how they're going to use them. Wow, and we have a very big waterfall. We can see more seals. I think this is their accommodation before and after the show. And what a spectacular location they have. Look at this. So this is the way we are going down to the ferry, and we might be able to see a few more penguins and seals again. And at the end of the day, our observation is that you have to study the map properly, follow the map, as there are a lot of ups and downs. So you have to be mindful that where you are going, plan ahead, follow the timing of the keeper's talk, and if you are interested about something specific, you have to plan accordingly, because you really can't see everything or listen to all the talks. But it is not that big, it is small, but it has got various levels that you have to navigate. The seals are having a good time. After the show, they're tired, they're taking some rest and having some bath. Oh, we have some penguins here. Wow. Look at the penguin.
He's on the treadmill.
It's taking his head out of the water level for a moment and then going down again. Oh, I've got some beautiful penguin. It's actually posing, taking some air and going down the water level again.
What's he doing? He's pushing against the boundaries of the game.
Wow. So this is the way to the ferry, and thank you for visiting Taronga Zoo. So that was an amazing day at Taronga Zoo. Very tiring, extremely hot day, very sunny day, but it was just so exciting. I have to count how many animals that we spotted, and also birds. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching this video this far, and goodbye until the next video. Goodbye from Taronga Zoo. That is the ferry we're going to catch to Circular Quays. It's a mad rush. Otherwise we have to wait half an hour. But we can't wait. We have to catch a flight to Hobart this evening. This ride is always spectacular when you are on a ferry and approaching Circular Quay. So goodbye Taronga Zoo. That was amazing. Long time coming. And that's the Kirribilli House. That's the Australian Prime Minister's residence. That is the Sydney Opera House. And just beside the Sydney Opera House, that's Princess Cruise, Crown Princess. And that is our amazing Sydney Harbour Bridge.